Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ajit. So in the previous video we created the register API. Okay, so in this video we are going to do a lots of things, like you can see that to activate the account. Okay, we are sending activate link to the mail. Okay, there we need to create this route to activate the account, then fetch logged in user API. Okay, after logged in we will fetch the logged in user by sending the token, JSON token. Okay, we will do that. Then update user profile. Okay, we will update the user profile by giving the token. Then at last we will deploy the changes, the APIs to the Heroku server. Okay, so in the previous video we sent an activation link. Okay, if I'm clicking here, you can see that this site cannot be reached because I haven't started the server. Okay, so let me start my local server. Okay, mongodb is connected. Then I am again refreshing this. You can see that endpoint does not exist. Okay, so we will create this endpoint, okay, of having API user activity, and this is the token that we are storing in the mongodb. We will verify if the token is matching and also the expire time. Okay, so let me see the data of a user. Okay, we can see there we stored the token and also the expire time. So log in your mongodb account where we have used. Okay, then I will go to the browse collection. Now you can see that we stored one token, okay, that we are created by hashing. Okay, then one active expire time. We will check the current date with this date. If it will be greater than 24 hours, then we will send back the response as token is expired. Okay, so now I will open the project. So now we will create the activate account API. Okay, for that we will write one controller here. For that we will write activate controller here. Okay, we are actually writing all the business logics in controller, then we are using in the route. Okay, fine. So we will create one function or one controller to activate the account. So now I will create one function that is active token. Okay, then I will use request response. Okay, so now let me write all the codes, then I will explain to you. So let's see what I have did here. So first I am getting the active token from request params active token, request.params.active token, because here you can see this is a params route, this is a parameter. Okay, url parameters. So I'm getting from the url. Okay, then after getting, I'm fetching that if any user having this token, and also one more parameter that is active expires. Okay, you may know that we have used one active expires time. Okay, that hold the current time. If the active expire is greater than to date of now, means the current date. Okay, we will do that later. Okay, let me comment this line. Okay, we will check that later, is it working or not. So then one callback function is here. In the callback, one error is coming and one user is coming. Okay, so you can take try catch block. Okay, I have not used try catch. Instead of, I have used the callback function, and if error, then I am returning the error to the next. Okay, I will take one parameter, that is next. Then you can see, if invalid activation code, okay, activation code will be invalid, then we are sending back one response. Okay, that means there is no user. Okay, if invalid active token will become, then there will be no user holding the active token. So in that condition, we are returning the response of having 400 status code and a message your activation link is invalid. Okay, then one more condition we need to check, if already activated. Okay, if already activated, we are sending back also one response, that your account already activated, go and login to use this application. Okay, fine. Then the last condition is that if it is not activated, so we need to activate and save the user to the db. So here we have used user.active, that one property you may know. Here in user model we have used, okay, of boolean type. When it will be activated, it will be true. Okay, so here we are doing the same thing, we are putting true here. Okay, in this user, okay, this user, if the active token will be found, then one object will become. Then inside we are modifying user.active equal to true. Then finally we are saving the user, okay, by using the function save, and we are using the callback function error and user. If error, then we are sending the error to the next middleware. Okay, then if it will not any error, then we are sending the response, the success response, that activation success. Fine. So this control will be handle the active token route. Okay, so let me export from here. So also we need to add this controller in route. So I'm going to route here, and here I will create one route path, okay, as active, and the parameter, the route parameter will be active token. Okay, that you can see here we are fetching from the params. Okay, this one active token. Okay, that will be the same name, because this is the url parameters. So if I need one more parameter, then if let's say I need id. Okay, so to get this id, then I will write here like request.params.id. okay, fine. So we are getting in request, and also we will change this to active token. Then we will import the active token function, and this will be the get method, as we are calling this in browser. Okay, fine. So let me save all this code, and again I will go to the Chrome, that the mail we sent yesterday to test to activate the account from the mail. Okay, I'm clicking here now, and you can see that message is activation success and success is true. Okay, our account is now activated. So let me refresh here. Here activate false, after refresh it will change to true. You can see activate is become true. Okay, fine. We will later check the active expire. Okay, then we will implement. If it will expire, then we need to again send a mail. Fine. So now I will create 3 more API to log in, to get the logged in user data, and to update the user profile. Okay, so route is nothing but we are giving a path to the controllers. Okay, if I write any controller, then if I'm giving here the route, so the work of route is to give a path according to the controller. Okay, and these are the functions that are get or post. Okay, for update also we will use patch, and delete for to delete. Okay, all the HTTP methods. Okay, fine. So now I will create 3 more API. So now we will create the API for login. So here I will use one function, that is auth user, and here I will take async, then request response. Fine. Then let me write all the codes, then I will explain to you. Okay, fine, I have completed the code for login. You can see that I am taking email and password from request.body. Okay, we will send in JSON format the email and the password. Then I am fetching the user. So it will find that is there any user having this email that entered by the user. Okay, so we are using the user model dot find one. Okay, it will find one data that will be in object. Then if it will be found, okay, and await user dot match password. Okay, this match password we have used inside the user model, you can see here. So match password is a function that basically takes the parameter as the parameter password. Okay, then it will be matched with this password, existing password. If it is matched, then it will be return true or false. Okay, so generally we are sending one password and it will match to the password in the db. Then it will be, if it will be matched, then it will return true or false. Okay, if it will match, it will return true, else false. Okay, fine, because we can't directly check with this password if it will be equal to enter password, because we have hashed the password. So for that we have used this function. So we are sending the password that entered by the user here, and it will return true. If matches, then it will return true, else it will be false. So if the password entered by the user is true and existing the user, then we are sending response to the user that id user.id. Here we are getting the id and also name from the db user.name. If there are existing user of having email, this email entered by the user, and also email and avatar. Okay, that we are fetching from this data. Okay, and also we are generating the token, and the token will take the payload as the id. In the token there will be the id of the user. So we will encrypt that and will generate a random token, jwt token, and that will have the expire time. After some days or time it will be expired, and the route will be protected. So now I will export this here, auth user. Then I will go to user route. I will create the route for the login. Okay, login, and it will be the post method. Okay, the base url will be like api user slash login, and here I will import auth user and I will pass this to here. So let's check this api, is it working or not. Okay, by logging one account that we have created. So I will save this api here by save as, and I will rename this to register user. So inside the collection that we have created, user yt, fine. So here it is saved, and for login I will send one more request, and then one more parameter will be go, that is the login, and in body I will send the raw data, and it will be the post method. So I am writing here the email that I have registered, that will code with Ajit 925, then put your password. Okay, fine, so I am sending this. You can see that we have successfully fetched the user data of having this email and this password, and also we generated this token. Okay, so let me save this project as login user, fine. So this token we will use to fetch the logged in user and to update the data. Okay, in this token our user id is encrypted, and also this token have some expired time. After that time it will be expired, okay, then the user will be logged out. You can see that here we have generated this and having one expired time 30 days. And if you will see in auth middleware here, okay, if any error will be found, then session expired will become with status code 401. okay, in application if we are getting 401 error, then will be redirect to login screen. Fine. And here in generate token you can see that after generating we are storing in JWT secret. okay, so now we will create two more API to update the user and to fetch the current user. So now we will create the user profile API. okay, by sending the token we will fetch the user profile. We will fetch the logged in user profile. So let me write the code first. So here you can see that I have taken one function is here, and this takes two parameter as request and response. And in user, okay, we are fetching the user by ID, find by ID with the model, user model. okay, so you can see that in find by ID we have given the ID, but it is coming from request user. okay, because we will get the user profile by sending the token. We will send the token in header. okay, so inside the header we are having one ID. okay, so you can see that in auth middleware we will send the token, and we will get the token from authorization header dot authorization. okay, if there will be any bearer token in authorization, then we will take the token from here, the authorization. okay, then we will decode by using jwt.verify that the token will send from the user applications or from the postman, and will be verified that is stored in the process.environment file in the env file here. okay, jwt secret, when jwt will generated here it will be stored. okay, so in decoded there will be the data and one object, and inside that there will be id, the user id. Because in login, because in generate token you can see that the payload that is coming as id inside the user controller. In login you can see we are generating by giving the id. Fine. So in the middleware we have taken the id, and inside the decoded there will be the user id, and we are fetching the user details, and we are passing the data to the header. okay, so we can access by using request.header. so in user controller, so here I will change this to header because we are storing in request.header. you can see here we are storing in request.header. okay, so now we will export this here, get user profile, then inside the route we will add this. So now we need this auth middleware, okay, that we will send here. Those we need to protect the API. So now I will import as protect from middleware's auth middleware. okay, so we will protect those API we need, like to fetch the user profile we need the id. so the id is coming from the token, the bearer token, and also that API is protected. We can't access that without the token. So here we will import get auth user. What was the name? Get user profile. okay, fine, get user profile. So we will create the one route here, router.route, and inside we will pass the endpoint as a profile, and we will get the profile data as get method, and here we will take the protect, this URL is protected, and get user profile. The meaning of adding protect here is this API is protected if this API having the token, and inside token if it is not expired, and we will decode the ID, and by decoding the ID we will fetch the user details. Here you can see, okay, we will fetch and store in request.header. We are fetching here by using the ID from the decoded, okay, and inside the request.header all the user informations are stored. Okay, fine. So now let's check by using this URL. So let me open my Postman and I will copy this token here, and I will click here new request, okay, and now I will go to the authorization, and here I will select bearer token and I will pass this bearer token here, okay. Then we need to give the path here, the API path, and that will be profile. Okay, let me first log in, okay, then I will take this token and then I will go to this. Now I will go to authorization. Inside authorization here we need to choose bearer token because we are sending bearer token. Then I will paste here the token and I will send, and you can see that no response is coming because there may be some issue. Here is one issue, that is ID of null, okay. You can see that this is coming from user controller 134, okay, user controller 134 from here. The ID is not getting from here, so there may be issue in here. So we are getting the token. I have a console one here. You can see that token is coming fine. There may be some issue in the decoded data, okay. Let me console here the decoded data, okay. Okay, then press save. Then again we will send the request once it connected to the database. So now I will go to Postman, then I will send again. You can see that decoded, instead of ID we have payload, okay, because we have changed here in generate token, instead of payload we will change that to ID, fine, because I have changed that. Now I will send again, and you can see that we have the decoded data. Let me again close the server by Ctrl C or Command C. Then I will again run this project by nodemon server.js. Then I will send again. Still we have some issues because of this token, because this is the older token. So now I will generate some new token here. Again I will log in and get the token from here, and inside that I will replace the new token and I will click send. Yes, you can see that we have the ID, name, email, okay. We are getting the user, logged in user. So if I am changing some here, let me add some text here and I'm clicking send. You can see that session expired, okay. Okay, that should be, let me check inside auth middleware, that should be not authorized, no. Okay, fine. If any error is coming, session expired. So I'm sending anything, then no authorization, no token, fine. So you can now understand why we are using the token, JSON web token, because we are protecting the route here, this one. Without any token we can't fetch the profile data, and also inside the token the user ID have been encoded, okay. And now we will build the last API, that is the update user API, okay. So I will go to user controller and here I will create one more function for the update user profile, okay. And here I will take async request response, and then let me write all the codes, then we will discuss the codes. So here you can see that we are getting the user ID, so I need to change this to header because we are storing the id, user details in the request.header here. Okay, here we are storing in request.header. After getting the id from the authorization bearer token, then we are here splitting and then decoding, then after fetching all the user informations and storing inside the request.header. Fine. So we have did like this. So if there will be any user of this id, okay, if there will be user, then we are changing the username. If the user sent name, then the name will be stored, else existing name will be stored, and also if email entered, then email will be replaced with the entered value. So here I need to change this to email. Okay, fine. If the same email, then it will be use the existing value, and same case as for avatar, and then we are saving the user and storing inside the updated user variable and sending back response to the user. We are sending id from the updated user. This will be hold the user object, the updated user id, and the name from the updated username, email, avatar, and token. We are again regenerating the token, and we will also use this new token for the login purposes. Okay, fine. So we have created. If there will be no user, so user not found, response will be sent back. So I am exporting this function here, and inside the user route I will import here, that is update user profile, and I will register here in the route. So we will use this path. Okay, but we need in put method. Okay, when put method will be called, then we will use to update the profile data, and in the same path, if get request will be called, then we will use to fetch the profile. Okay, again we will send the token. So this will be the protect middleware. Okay, this is the middleware. Okay, before hitting this url, the middleware will be check is there any token, and if there will be token, is the id exist. If the user exists, then user data are assigned in the header request.header. Okay, fine. Then we will pass the request user profile here. Okay, so now let's check by using the put method. So save all these files. Now I will go to postman, and let's save this path as get logged in user. Fine. Then here I will again use the same path, and I will paste it here, and I will change this to put method, and let me change only the name. Okay, so we need to send in JSON. So I will change this to name to code with Ajit. So let's again login, and you can see that here the name is Ajit Pradhan. So I am again login. So let me see, one error is happened in user controller 168 line. Okay, let's check. Yeah, we need to delete this semicolon. Okay, server is connected to db. Then I will log in the user, and will take the token from here, and I will pass in authorization in bearer token. I will replace the new token here, and I will send. Yes, you can see the name is changed to code with Ajit. If you want to change the email also, you can do that like this. Okay, fine. So all the APIs are working fine. So let me save this API as update user profile. Fine. So basically all the basic operations for the user we have completed, like login, register, get logged in user, and update the user data.